Aston Martin has reportedly reignited discussions to lure Max Verstappen to their team, signaling they aren't backing down from their pursuit just yet. Despite both camps publicly denying any such talks, the speculation refuses to die, largely due to Red Bull's current dominance and Aston Martin's future ambitions. With Lawrence Stroll's aggressive vision for the team and Fernando Alonso's intriguing remarks about potentially teaming up with Verstappen, the idea of a blockbuster move remains tantalizing. Could we be on the verge of the biggest transfer in Formula One history? And if so, what would it mean for both Red Bull and Aston Martin? The spotlight in F1 right now is firmly fixed on Verstappen's future. While Verstappen and Red Bull team principal Christian Horner have played down the rumors, emphasizing their focus on developing the 2025 car, reports suggest there's much more brewing behind the scenes. According to Italy's Gazzetta dello Sport, Aston Martin's key financial partner, the Saudi Public Investment Fund, which owns a 20% stake in Aston Martin Lagonda and backs the F1 team through Aramco, is preparing a staggering offer. We're talking $300 million over 3 years, or $100 million annually. It's a figure that could prove irresistible even for someone as committed to Red Bull as Max currently seems. Lawrence Stroll has a reputation for sparing no expense when chasing results, and while both teams continue to officially deny the move, Aston Martin hasn't exactly dismissed the idea of such an offer being on the table. A team spokesperson did reaffirm their confidence in the current lineup and their plans for 2026. But let's be honest, if Verstappen becomes available, few would stick with the current pairing of Stroll and Alonso without at least reconsidering. That said, contractual complications loom large. All three drivers, Verstappen, Alonso, and Lance Stroll, are currently signed through 2026. Still, Alonso's open admiration for Verstappen and his public musings about sharing a garage with him suggest internal discussions may already be happening. If the stars align and the deal goes through, this could send shockwaves through the F1 landscape. Whether or not Verstappen takes the leap, the very possibility is enough to keep fans and insiders alike buzzing for the foreseeable future. Hold on. Did you know that 99% of you watching right now aren't subscribed? If you enjoy my content and want to see more, please hit that subscribe button. It takes just a second, but it means the world to me and helps keep this channel going. Join the family and let's grow together. Now back to the story. Fernando Alonso recently shared his thoughts on the ongoing rumors linking Max Verstappen with a move away from Red Bull. He acknowledged that having a world champion associated with teams like Mercedes, Aston Martin, and Ferrari only reinforces the strength of the project Aston Martin is building and the direction it's heading in. Alonso, currently under contract until the end of 2026, has also made it clear that he's unlikely to continue racing past 2027. This opens a potential window for team owner Lawrence Stroll to pair Max Verstappen with his son, Lance. But let's be honest, if that happens, Aston Martin risks becoming a one-driver team. Matching Verstappen's pace would be a monumental task for Lance, and there's little to suggest he'd be able to keep up. That said, Aston Martin's partners will also weigh in on any future driver decisions. Beyond the Saudi Public Investment Fund, which owns a significant stake in the team, Honda, the power unit partner from 2026, has expressed its intent to be involved in those conversations. Honda President Koji Watanabe stated that while the number of available seats will be limited, Honda will still voice its opinion on the lineup, similar to the arrangement they had at Red Bull. Ultimately, the final decision lies with the team, but Honda plans to remain an influential voice. Aston Martin, meanwhile, has responded to the Verstappen speculation with a carefully worded statement. While they reaffirmed their commitment to the current driver lineup, they notably didn't deny the rumor about a $300 million offer being on the table for Max. A spokesperson commented, "It's normal for the media to speculate on the driver market. We're fully committed to our current drivers, who are under contract through 2026 and beyond. Our focus is on giving them a more consistent and competitive car, and when we do, both are capable of strong results." That statement, however, raises a few eyebrows, especially when it comes to Lance Stroll. Despite technically holding all of Aston Martin's points so far in the 2025 season, it's a shaky reflection of his true value to the team. Over the years, his performances have been wildly inconsistent, with moments like his crash on the formation lap in Brazil 2024 standing out as clear low points. It's no secret, The sense of job security Lance enjoys may be impacting his drive and intensity. When a driver knows his seat is untouchable, performance standards often suffer. And in Stroll's case, we've seen that happen more than once. Right now, there's no hiding the fact that motivation seems to be slipping for Max Verstappen. After hitting the unfortunate milestone of the most Q1 exits in F1 history, it raises serious questions about whether he still belongs in the sport. But regardless of opinions, it's important to examine what's really happening and what the future could hold. At this moment, Verstappen's relationship with Red Bull is under serious scrutiny. Even though he sharply shut down David Croft's question about possible links to Aston Martin or Mercedes, it's not unusual for both teams and drivers to keep these things under wraps. No one in F1 is going to openly admit to secret negotiations, especially when there's so much at stake. Whenever rumors like this emerge, the involved sides go to great lengths to deny or deflect. Christian Horner, for his part, has tried to downplay the chatter. He said the team's focus is on making the RB21 more competitive and giving Verstappen a car he can actually enjoy driving. And despite not having the outright fastest car right now, probably only the third or fourth best, Max is still right in the fight for the championship. Horner recently said there's a lot of outside noise, and even some from within the team. But Verstappen reaffirmed his commitment, and they're all locked in on improving performance. As Horner put it, the rest is just speculation. But here's the issue. Red Bull seems to be struggling with real solutions. Their outdated wind tunnel continues to hold back development, while Aston Martin's new cutting-edge facility in Silverstone is looking more and more enticing. Even Helmut Marko has acknowledged that Verstappen might eventually get an offer he simply can't turn down. And if Red Bull can't give him a car capable of winning consistently, he'll eventually be forced to rethink where his loyalty lies. That's the bigger picture here. If Max has to constantly drive at 110% just to stay competitive, the margin for error disappears. One slip-up could cost him massively, and that kind of pressure is unsustainable. But Aston Martin isn't the only team reportedly circling. Mercedes is still in the conversation. Both of their current drivers are out of contract at the end of 2025, and while George Russell was rumored to be in extension talks, things have gone quiet. Team boss Toto Wolff has said they'll wait until the European races are underway to discuss things further. Russell, interestingly enough, seems unfazed by the Verstappen rumors. He's gone on record saying he wouldn't feel threatened by Max joining Mercedes, even if it meant his own seat could be at risk. He understands that this is how the sport works. Why wouldn't Mercedes want the best driver on the grid? He said. That's not a knock against me or Lewis. Every team runs two cars and he's just one person. I'm performing at a high level, and when the time's right, we'll talk contracts. So the big question remains, where do you think Max Verstappen will end up if he decides to leave Red Bull? Does Aston Martin have the upper hand, or is Mercedes the real dark horse? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to check out the video currently on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe my channel.